It's the 26th of June 2016, and we want to know, will Steve Trevor ever embrace his powers of being the living avatar of a frowny face?
What happens when Katana brings a sword to a Pac-Man fight?
It's all coming up now. It's week 4 of DC Rebirth here at DCR.
This day, we rescue a world from mysticism and tyranny, and usher in a future brighter than anything we can imagine.
Look! Up in the sky! It's a bird!
It's a plane!
It's
Distress Citizens Radio.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the DCR. I am yet again your host, Sean Lamont, comic book reading guy. I read books each week, and then I blab about them. And I'm joined, as always, by another guy who reads comic books and blabs about them, Brian Klein. Hello, sir.
Hey, Sean.
How are you today?
Oh, you know.
You seem full of pep and vim and vigor. And
I call it that LeBronchitis I was talking about.
Yeah. It has been a crazy week here in the Cleveland.
Yeah.
Apparently, we do not know how to celebrate. I don't know if you were checking online. We
don't break anything, we just climb on crap.
Oh no, there was the video of some guy eating horse poop, and then
oh my goodness, I did not see that one.
All the comments under were like, "Hey guys, it's the first time in 50 years. We're still learning here." And questions of, "Is this a Cleveland steamer?" No, this is not. So it's been kooky. It has been a very kooky week, and we had a little bit of an issue even getting to our comic book shop. At least I did. I don't know about you, but I was going down on Wednesday to get my comics, and
oh my goodness,
yeah, whoops,
fool,
whoops.
I waited till Thursday.
But why don't you tell the lovely folks what we are going to be talking about? Let's get away from the calves and the craziness of the land,
and the monsters and the penguins,
and the monsters. Yeah,
I've watched no actual TV over the past. It's all been sports. I'm like, what's going on?
What's happening?
All right, we're going to be spoiling all the books that came out over the past week in DC's Rebirth line.
So without any further ado, we are going to jump into this week's books. Spoilers be here, so you are forewarned, and let us jump into it. Top of the stack. Action Comics number 958, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and let me just say, if you jumped on with DC Rebirth and you read this book and went, what is happening? Don't worry, we're all doing the same thing. The entire point of this run thus far has been to raise questions and make everyone just kind of throw their arms up like, I don't understand, because this is what we got. It's absolute pandemonium. It's a slobber knocker, JR. It's a slobber knocker. As the Lex Luthor, the self-proclaimed Superman, the pre-Flashpoint Superman who is taking on the mantle of post-Flashpoint Superman after he died, and Clark Kent, who appears to be the alter ego of the original New 52 Superman, find themselves face to face with what appears to be the OG Doomsday brought over from the pre-Crisis Superman's world somehow by some mysterious figure who's just arching his fingers.
Or was just grown by spores.
Or grown by spores.
At Star Labs, because they're all about coulda, not about shoulda.
Well, that weird dude that we've been seeing that seems to be like orchestrating everything, Mr. Oz or whatever, that's orchestrating everything, is just watching it on a giant screen with his fingers arched like, good.
I've got my bizarrely shaped scepter, and
yes.
I'm telling everyone to drink coconut water. It's really just water with sand in it.
But yeah, everyone's just kind of standing there going, wait, am I you, or no, you were me before, I'm being you now, but you're dead, so how are you here? And Lex Luthor's just like, no way, guys, I'm Superman. So it's confusion as this big fight goes on, but even as Superman and Lex try to out-hero each other in the newsreels, and they're basically just both flying around saving people all the time, and like, I'll stop this train, well, I'll catch this bus, well, I'll pull these people out of a collapsing building, ha, take that, Lex Luthor. And he looks over, and Lex Luthor's like juggling people that are falling from the buildings above, and everyone's just trying to be super awesome cool. His son John and his wife Lois Lane are back at home watching on TV, and they're just like I don't know. I see another Clark Kent there that looks just like my dad. I thought you told me he died, and Lois Lane's just like, I don't know anymore. I try to keep up with this. I feel like this is just confusing for confusing's sake, but clearly none of us are going to figure this out from here. So John decides he's going to fly over by himself because can take down Doomsday but a 10-year-old kid with Superman powers.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks Doomsday's a kitty cat, and he's going to take care of that kitty cat.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Like he did in his Superman book.
Yeah.
Dirty. But when all of Superman's plans fall through, mainly being throwing him into the sun, and I love the fact that he's going through his plans in his head. He's like, well, I could throw him in the sun. And then the people down on the ground are like, is he going to throw him in the sun? It's like, well, that's what he always does. Do you see any portals around here? No. He's got to throw him through the sun. It's just how he rolls. It falls through due to Doomsday actually showing some intelligence. He's throwing, putting people in peril so that Superman has to stop trying to fly him up out of orbit. Like he knocks down a helicopter and he goes, oh, darn it. And he has to fly over there and save the people instead. And then derails a train and they have to go save them instead. While Superman's saving the train, Lex Luthor decides he's going to go mano e doomsdano and, goes face to face with Doomsday and immediately gets annihilated. Yes. The armor shredded off the front, and it ends with Doomsday laughing.
I thought leaving this my head completely exposed in this armor would be a good idea.
How else was he going to claim all the glory for it? Yeah. Come on.
I know.
That is kind of the great symbolic method of how they do with him, as far as, he has all this armor and tech and stuff, but they gotta see it's him. I mean, he is that conceited. But it ends with Doomsday about to deliver the killing blow to Lex Luthor, and everyone's like, no, except for pre-Christ Superman. He's like, no,
no, don't stop.
Not Lex Luthor, my bestest friend in the whole wide world. No. Really good, but really,
It feels like they're leading somewhere. They have to. They can't be pulling a 90s X-Men and just be like, we'll just make a bunch of questions and people will keep buying it. I really hope they're not doing that.
I think it's almost impossible with the reveals that they're doing right now because these are kind of large questions that will need to be answered at some point. Mm-hmm. Mainly that Clark Kent, because he's saying he knows that everyone knew he was Superman, but he's almost acting like he never was Superman and it was all a ruse just to keep himself alive or whatever, because he yells at Jimmy Olsen, who's like, dude, you're dead. Why are you here? And he's like, I did what I had to do to survive. And it's like, oh, okay, well, you died. That's a bad start to surviving, but I guess we'll figure this out later.
Yeah.
After the Doomsday monster stops laughing maniacally and crushing Metropolis. Maybe we can do coffee. I don't know. But I did want to start off with the preface. If you joined in and you were like, I don't know what's happening, no one else does. Yeah. You're A-okay, guys. Just enjoy the ride if you're enjoying it, and stick around, and hopefully we'll get some answers in the near future. So moving on.
All right. Speaking of certain other things, Detective Comics number 935. To me, my Batman.
Wait, that's X-Men. That's not Batman.
No. So we come in on the Batman training to the limit in the...
Push it to the limit.
Everybody to the limit. In the mud room, a danger room built to simulate Batman situations using excess Clayface material that Red Robin has just been collecting on his various missions. And Clayface is just like, this is really weird, guys. Dang it, Red Robin! Just when we think.
Hey, he was much more likable in this issue than he's been for quite some time.
And we'll be getting there.
It was a good week for Tim Drake, and we'll get to
that. Okay. Yeah. So they were just fighting endless waves of Jokers, and they all just broke down on like wave 10 or whatever. And plus,
the hardest part of those marathon horde mode games, whenever you get to the last ones, you're like, I've been doing this for 45 minutes. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I need to take a break.
Plus, poor Clayface was just wearing an inhibitor, so he had no powers and had to just be Basil Carlo, like J-level teen heartthrob.
Why doesn't he use his powers of acting?
I know, right?
His whole thing during Villains Month, where it's like, yes, you may have fear toxin, Scarecrow, but I have acting.
Yes. So none of them get to go out and play. They're all trapped in their new base, the Belfry, Batman's new tactical armory in the center of Gotham.
It's a pretty good one. I liked it.
So they all go their separate ways.
It did seem like it was Batman's house that they were just like time sharing though, because there was all the Batman outfits and his gear all over the place, and they were just like, I guess
there's no. There's a mud room, but it's not what I thought it was going to be in.
No, I thought that was where we just wiped off the mud off our boots before we came in.
I thought that was the spa room, maybe. I don't know. So Basil borrows the inhibitor so he can go audition in human form, which is just adorable. Clayface in this is the best. Like, I just want to hang out with Clayface all day.
Yes. He's kind of the sad guy, but at the same time, this is going to be his whole rejoining his human life again, so maybe that'll give him a bit more ties to people again and allow him to be a wanting to defend things because he has things to lose, I guess.
Yeah.
Getting him vested in Gotham City. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, Kate's dad tells her Batman is a jerk, and he is standing in the way of her turning the Batman into a proper military force. Red Robin and Spoiler are officially dating now after that tactful courting ritual they're going through. I don't know. And Stephanie is mad at Tim for not telling Batman that he got a scholarship to Ivy University and he could be leaving superheroics behind to try to make a real difference in the world with science.
An awesome subplot for Tim Drake. I mean, that is a great
He's supposed to be so smart.
Yeah. Why is he wasting his time punching thugs in the face one at a time when he could actually be making much larger contributions to society?
And plus it's Ivy University, so that means Ryan Choi team up.
No, I thought they did a good job of giving each one of the characters their own drama key, where each one has a secret or a reason as to why they're doing things, and they're trying to really redeem Tim Drake quite a bit. They gave some weaknesses to Stephanie Brown, where she's not just like the Mary Sue, I can do whatever, anything you can do, I can do better. I trained for a week and a half, and now I can kung fu fight all the time.
Yeah, and of course, as Tim Drake, who knows all about science but doesn't quite know how to work this bra strap, as him and Stephanie are enjoying some couple time, Orphan just crashes in through the apartment, and she's just like, awkward, maybe I shouldn't be here, but I also don't talk, so it's all done through body language, which is kind of fun. And then Stephanie's just like, she does that a lot. Batman got her a place, but I'll just come in and the couch will be covered in blood and she's eating my Cheetos watching a movie. It's like, I don't know. It's like 27 dresses. Why are you watching that one, Orphan? I don't know.
It's the subtle acting of everyone in 27 dresses.
Yes.
It's that those facial expressions and the really subtle emotion it gets across.
Got to use my Taskmaster-esque, body language mimicking on Katherine Heigl. Yes. So, and Batman gets Azrael conscious, so he got knocked out by a doppelganger last issue, and he gets him conscious just long enough to find out that the enemy they're fighting is the Colony. And as he drives on patrol later in the issue, he gets assaulted by two giant tumbler cars.
Literal tumblers, like from the movies.
Like the movie Batmobile fighting his little animated series Batmobile. Symbolism, maybe?
Yeah,
Bane's just like, it seems like it makes some kind of sense.
Guys, I'm not the expert at this still, but it really looks like there's some symbolism going on here.
And now Batman is alone against 50 Colony soldiers. And so, of course, the odds are against the Colony.
Yes. But they're all wearing, like, they went and bought the Court of Owls box set Batman masks that they get just run around with. They just wear military helmets with bat ears on top of them. So I don't know if they're supposed to be obviously, maybe not obviously, but to me, they are being very blatant in their Kathy Kane's dad has something to do with them.
Yeah. And
they are obviously maybe a military version of the Batmen. Like they want to get it on this bat branding as well. And obviously it's already struck some fear. It has the street cred, so maybe they can do their job by just harnessing that fear as well. I don't know what their end game is, but her dad just keeps saying, Jacob just keeps saying, hey, we could do a lot more with this stuff if you quit playing with all the teenagers and clay monsters and actually we're out there doing a military unit. But, nope, you want to swing around with the clay okay. Fine, whatever.
Yeah. And I do like how Eddie Barrows is kind of, whenever Batwoman's around, it gets very J.H. Williams III.
Yes.
Like the bizarre panel layouts and like everyone got it by the end. I thought everyone was getting their own special, tribute, but everyone got like a cool, kind of painted.
Yep.
Painterly panel of them.
Yep. It was almost like that was how he was signing off each one of their little sub stories.
Yeah.
So that he could just be like, boom, emotional exclamation point on the end with just that last scene of it.
Look how cool I draw Clayface.
Yeah, awesome. Well, good. I'm glad you're liking it.
Mm-hmm,
I was actually concerned because of your, I don't want to say indifference to Batwoman, but you didn't seem to really care for it when it was its own series for a while.
I liked it, but it didn't feel...
You liked the art style, but the story you never really got into.
I never really read the original one. When I got the after the initial creative team left, I read those.
Okay.
And they were fine, but they didn't seem essential. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's that whole what's important, what isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
If you like the characters and you like the story, half the books we love are not important. I mean, you have to admit that.
Very true.
Almost every book that's out there that has no bearing on the greater DCU, we eat up like it's cake. And so to me, I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
And
I liked, Wolf Spider or whoever that was she was fighting.
Yep.
It's like... obviously her best friend from childhood, but no, it couldn't possibly be.
No, never. That would never happen in Gotham City.
Yes.
So keep going. You got Justice League.
I'm moving on to
52.
Justice League number 52. Dan Jurgens and Tom Grummett making this the most 90s book humanly possible this week. This is the story of Lex Luthor coming back to Earth after Superman died. And being really ticked off, he's like, "Wait, I didn't get to do it."
What the hell, God?
I go off to Apocalypse for 1 week.
Harness the power of the anti-life energy, get a mother box, become ruler of all the Apocalypse, and now Superman's dead. What a hell of a week, guys!
Yeah. So he explains how he got his Apocalyptic power suit. And they gave him the Superman crest. I didn't just do it myself. They gave it to me because of that bizarre, Byzantine, series of events where they thought, Superman was
someone was going to crash onto Apocalypse and liberate them by fighting off the monsters.
Yeah, a meek farmer from the land of Earth, and who would only do things to help people. And he's like, well, yes, that sounds like me.
That sounds a lot
sounds
like my
me,
story.
Lex Luthor, yes.
The S stands for Lex, yes.
Yes.
On my planet, this symbol means Lex Luthor.
Yes. So it's powered by a mother box, but because his sister was corrupted by one at the beginning of the Darkseid War about 753 chapters ago,
yes,
it cannot wake her up. So while his sister...
Well, that seems to be the reasoning he's putting behind why she shot him. We don't know if that's the case. We just know that she shot him.
Why would she shoot me, noble Lex Luthor?
The most awesome.
Obviously, she was corrupted by this mother box. Yes. So, but because he does in fact love his sister, and he really wants her to wake up out of the coma. So while she's in the coma, he returned to Earth to try to become the new Superman so he can make her proud.
Yep.
And
because
Lex,
when she comes out of the coma, she'll see he's turned over a new leaf, and he's defending the little man.
Yes, and Lex, while still being an absolute jerk, seems like he's actually legitimately trying to do the right thing.
Which kind of
I know we've been burned so many times before. Every single time before.
And Dan Jurgens is the one writing the Action Comics stuff as well, so it gives you kind of the look in, hey, he actually kind of means it this time.
Yes.
So that whole thing
or,
of them...
Or like all good supervillains, he believes he's doing the right thing.
Yes, yes. But the whole... Pre-Crisis Superman hates Lex Luthor because of all of their history. So it's kind of him being the lectual profiling, I believe we called it, and he's not believing him, even though Lex actually is trying to turn over a new leaf, and is now pissed off that another Superman has shown up to steal his thunder after he just got rid of the last one.
And I still like that. So naturally, in order to become Superman officially, beyond just the power suit, he buys the Daily Planet for the sole purpose of getting Superman's actual cape, which was left behind to them in his will. Attaboy, Lex. Perry White just saw him. He's like, "Come on, I bought your newspaper. You got to give it to me.
Hand it over. I'm your boss now."
It's like Perry White just begrudgingly hands over the cape to him, like, "I don't hate Superman anymore, by the way."
Grr. Yeah, I liked it though.
Yeah,
I thought it was a very earnest and nice to see. It's not another ploy by Lex Luthor, or at least he doesn't believe it is, and he's trying to do the right thing, even though every single time he tries to do the right thing, everything lines up against him, and he ends up looking like a jerk. So maybe it'll stick this time. He's been in the Justice League for years now. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
He has been in the Justice League for years now. So maybe it'll stick a little bit.
Maybe
Maybe this is his chance. It'll make that betrayal all the more bitter
Yes.
years down the line.
Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
So next up, Wonder Woman #1. And let me tell you, Wonder Woman is tired of not knowing her own damn origin story. If anyone should know it, it should at least be me. Was I made of clay and given life by the gods? Or am I the demigod daughter of a one-night tryst between my mom's Hippolyta and Zeus? And why the hell can't I find Olympus or Themyscira anymore? Every time I try to teleport there with my God of War powers, I go to some creepy nightmare realm instead, and it's not where I need to be. This sure
Or is
does.
it just Guillermo del Toro's house? I'm not quite sure. It's one of the two.
It really feels like there's some mythological stuff just dogpiling the crap out of me right now. So maybe I should go find an expert on mythological stuff. So she flies on over to Africa, where she's going to find someone that is an expert in this stuff. And but it appears whoever this person is does not want to be disturbed, mostly by Wonder Woman. So she just keeps trudging her way through, but saying, I don't want to fight you. I'm going to give you 3 warnings. I'm just here to talk. I don't want to fight. While meanwhile, nearby, pining bearded Master Chief Steve Trevor happens to be involved in an operation to stop a warlord in Africa, like literally 10 miles away. So immediately Etta Candy and all the people back at base ops are like, hey, Steve, did you tell your ex-girlfriend about where you were going to be? And is that why she's there? And he's just like, no, we don't talk anymore.
Oh, man.
Just so Eeyore. And he's just sitting there and he's pulling out the mugshot photo of Wonder Woman he took when they first returned back, and he's just staring at it. He's all scruffy and bearded and sad. And
He lost his tail again.
and all of his other teammates on the operation are like, dude, there are much better pictures of Wonder Woman than that. And he's like, yeah, but this is my Wonder Woman picture. Steve Trevor, come on, man. I thought we got past this. As he goes about his operation to stop this warlord that's stomping through Africa, we cut back to Diana, who finds the person that she was seeking to help her out, as Cheetah emerges from the shadows to attack and pins Diana to the ground as she struggles not to fight her chief adversary. And that's actually a pretty good callback as far as Cheetah, because she used to be a archaeologist as far as all of and she
Those early
studied,
Justice League issues.
Yep, and she studied all of the different I guess mythologies and these artifacts from those eras and everything like that. So it is actually a pretty good person to bring in, and they obviously have history and they don't like each other very much, what with being the antithesis to one another, but still I think it's a good way to bring her in. It's not going to be their goofy team up, but kind of a, hey, I'm sure there's probably something really powerful at the end of this weird, crappy rainbow, so you want to go find out what it is together? Maybe you can get something you want out of it, but I'm just trying to find my home. Why can't I go home? Either Olympus or Themyscira. Curse you ever-shifting storylines. I just got comfortable. I enjoy it. Rucka, known for the slow burn. And he seems to be setting that up. I know it's issue 1.
Yeah.
Technically, we had the Rebirth as far as the setup, but it's pitting enough mysteries out there that hopefully it gets people interested. And I like the characterizations. The artwork's amazing. And Liam Sharp does this one, and it's really, really good. So okay. I recommend. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Check it out if that's your style, yo.
All right, I'll have to borrow yours. All right, The Flash #1. Joshua.
Speaking of style.
Joshua Williamson and Carmine DeGiandomenico.
I noticed quite a few panels had at least the coloring of the Manipul Buccellato.
Yeah.
It looks like they were at least borrowing some of the coloring to keep that vibe and feel of it, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was really good.
No complaints from me.
Never.
All right, so sort of setting the table. This is one of the more theoretically important or linchpin titles in the grand scheme of a Rebirth, because Barry Allen and Batman are the only major heroes in the DC universe aware of the 10 years that were stolen from their lives.
Wally West.
Well, yes. Well, thanks
and
to
all of the Titans.
thanks to the return of Wally West, who is now working with the original Titans to figure out what's going on.
So, in other words, I cut you off before you could actually say it.
Yeah.
Weird. I seem to do that a lot.
I don't know.
That's weird.
It's as if you have no faith in me whatsoever. All right. But forget all that.
All right.
We're back in CSI mode.
Dun, dun.
All right, so Barry is investigating a break-in at Star Labs with Director Singh on his case, his old friend Detective August Hart, which is just a great name,
It really is.
who was with him the night he got struck by lightning, and his newly promoted CSI partner Kristen, who might just have some eyes for old Barry, but he's too busy to notice. I just think it's fun.
It is kind of funny.
Yeah. And why is he too busy? Because he promised Iris that he'd meet her at Jitters to help her nephew with a school project. Barry, why won't you be my nephew's dad? Why? I was like, Iris!
Iris, that's not really how it works. You see, if you're his aunt and we hooked up, I wouldn't be his dad then either. I know you're a reporter. You should be able to put one and one together.
You'd think. But in a wonderful turn of fate, now that he has speed powers himself, he's already got the project done, so he didn't need Barry at all.
But plenty of time to give them flack.
Oh my God,
time.
yeah. In fact, Wally/Wallace, depending on how we're going to keep calling him now, is actually improved tenfold by just being snarky in the background about how Iris and Barry just aren't hooking up already. It's like, oh my God, I'm just going to be reading my book. You two do whatever the heck this is.
You guys do you at this point.
You keep using me as an excuse to meet up with him. Go right ahead.
You're still not going to be my mom or dad.
No,
just
yeah.
FYI. Even I understand how this works.
I'll just have my ghost from the future telling me how to do this, since you're not helping me with that. The one thing you should be helping me with, you don't even know yet.
Hopefully he finds Riser and they can discuss the perils of gaining superpowers in adolescence.
Yes. But of course, suddenly 2 emergencies happen at once. There's a fire, and a Star Labs van gets attacked by super criminals, and he has to try to save everyone from the fire and stop them.
In a wonderful split page, couple pages of it back and forth of what's happening at the robbery while he's saving people.
It really built the tension up nice. He gets the people trapped in the fire first, since August is on escort detail for the Star Labs van. The people robbing the van have a logo on their chest that was spray painted next to the scene of August's brother's murder long ago.
Dun, dun.
They are the Black Hole, and they're just nihilistic jerks who want to steal science stuff.
Or a really crappy 60s movie. Your choice.
So they shoot August, and Barry is too late to stop the bullet. Just as it slips out of his grasp, August gets struck by lightning and is safe. He has speed powers now. What's going on? What?
Are we going to get some extended Flash family stuff going on here?
I don't know.
Or do you think this is the inevitable childhood friend of Central City?
We shall see. I mean, I read the, Rebirth, that little magazine they gave out in the shops that kind of gave you the basic idea of what the first story arc is, and I don't want to give it away, but it seems like it could be many different things.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be all of the above, honestly. I don't know how it's going to end, but I think they're going to play all the angles on it and see which way they like best, maybe, and go from there.
With a name like August Hart, he can't be disposable. So.
Yeah, he has to team up with Captain Cold so it could be Hart to Snart.
Oh man,
I've been sitting on that the entire time, waiting for us to get to it.
I can't top that. So let's just move on to Aquaman. It's really good, everybody. I like the Flash.
Yes.
Yeah. So Aquaman, number 1, Dan Jurgens and Brad Walker.
I wait with bated breath. Did you like it? Did you like it? Did you like it?
All right. So Spindrift Station. Hopefully that's the only time I have to say that. Is opening, and we follow in. Lieutenant Stubbs of the British Royal Navy. We know she's British because she tells us and says crikey every single chance she gets.
Even though that's Australian. As that was pointed out. It's much like Assassin's Creed Unity, where everyone in France spoke with a British accent.
Oh, man. I think some dialects do, but I think considering...
I'm sure it does.
I think considering how upper class she would theoretically have to be to where she's at, I don't think it makes a lot of sense, but whatever.
She doesn't have to be upper class to be military brass.
Well, no, but
that rhymed.
I'm just saying I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I was never in the military. And so Lieutenant Stubbs and not Crockett, but Ray Delane of the Daily Planet.
Ray Delane, Daily Planet here.
Yes. They get shown around by Captain Sark, who takes quite the liking to Lieutenant Stubbs.
Yeah.
Aquaman shows up and resets the idea that Spindrift Station is an embassy so the humans and Atlanteans can learn to work together, because for some reason people see us as alien and aloof, and that is not correct. Mara, my love of loves, is that what people think about us? Yes, it would seem that people find our way of communicating to be rather odd, my sun and stars.
And that whole Atlantean army always marching on Boston every other week.
It's just Boston. All right, so Sark feeds them some, as he's giving them the tour, he feeds them some Atlantean cuisine, and Delane gets sea slugs and has to be excused.
Not just sea slugs. Sea slugs covered in sea spice with a, what was it?
It was
something jus.
But I was trying to like a coral reef jus or something. Yeah,
yeah. We dab some sea spice on there. You mean salt? No, sea spice.
Yes. So Mara and Stubbs bond over their mastery of the seas, and Sark goes to check on Delane lest they get a bad Yelp review at Spindrift Station.
Oh, another zinger from Mara.
Yeah. When he finds him, Delane is horking into some coral shrubbery and planting bombs all over the station.
Well, that's what I do when I get sick as well. I eat some bad food. I just plant bombs all over the restaurant.
He takes off his cloaking device, and it's actually Black Manta, that jerk. He murders the crap out of Sark.
Well, I hope not.
Well, yeah.
They did too much build-up for him and his liking of...
He impaled his shoulder on a very sharp object.
And then just left him hanging there.
Yeah. Literally left him hanging.
And I'll wait till you get to it,
Yeah.
but I love how when Aquaman finds him, he's just like, which way did he go? I'll be back for you, Sark. And just runs right past him.
Yep. So he blows the explosives. Water goes rushing everywhere. It's like, oh no, our giant fish tank rooms. Why would we put them on land when we've got the ocean right there? So water goes rushing everywhere. Mara has to water bend that crap away from the dignitaries and whatnot. But Manta shoots a dart at her shoulder and knocks her out because killing Mara would hurt Aquaman the most.
Hey, he's brutal.
He is.
Like he is grimdark.
Oh yeah.
Like this guy hates Aquaman.
Oh yeah. So Arthur and Manta go back to their old habits of just trying to stab the crap out of each other, and the fight will continue in 2 weeks.
And we get to see the military officer who just got assigned there and was kind of awed by the Atlanteans. Gets to overhear the whole conversation where Black Manta says, "You're a murderer. You killed my dad. You are not the hero you are trying to make yourself out to be." And she's kind of like, "Hey,
Wait a minute.
what's with the stabbing conversations here?" But he's such a dreamboat. He wouldn't stab anyone. Yeah, he does. He stabs a lot of people. He carries a trident.
Yes.
I know it's the non-lethal trident that we always make fun of. The most non-lethal weapon in the sea, a trident. But yeah, it is made for stabbing.
Yeah.
It is pretty much designed for stabbering.
Yeah.
So give it to me. What'd you think? Are you enjoying it? Do you like the surface intrigue, the political intrigue side of it mixed with, in my opinion, Aquaman's greatest villain and foil out there?
It was fine. I liked it.
All right.
I will continue reading it.
That's not exactly a ringing endorsement.
It's not.
but-
It doesn't have me, going as crazy as like Flash or Green Arrow does.
All right. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
I will certainly say it feels like the dialogue between Mara and Aquaman's a little bit more stiff, as I was sort of alluding to with my japes.
I kind
versus some of the stuff I'd read from them previously.
Yeah, I think if like the opening scene when they were in the lighthouse was a lot more loosey-goosey and natural, and they were joking with one another back and forth, but as soon as they get put in their dignitary status and they're in front of people, yeah, they feel more stiff, but it almost feels like that's part of the act as far as their, we have to pretend we're regal, and, well, not pretend we're regal, they actually are, but they have to showmanship some more of that regality and make it more of a front and center thing. And so maybe as they get more friendly, they're building a great supporting staff though of characters.
I do like they did great work with Sark, even if it was just to get you all excited about this new character, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, away you go. We toyed with your emotions.
I just like the fact that they're building support characters for him that are just kind of regular dudes and just regular peeps off to the side instead of a bunch of
I noticed
others.
Rizzoli and Isles disappeared very quickly.
They did get put on the shelf pretty quickly there. And that was an experiment.
Aquaman usually has a trident. What's that giant cane that he's got there?
Yeah, that one did not work out quite as well. Maybe, you know what? He was trying things. He was trying things out. He went the more comedy route, and he went, maybe move that slider a little too far to the left. Let's bring it back to center.
All right, and since we're on the new stuff at the beginning, I think I want to touch on this. You know, there's the same number of pages, but does it feel like they read way faster than before?
Some of them, yes.
Yeah,
I thought Detective Comics was a longer read.
Yeah.
Action was a little bit of a longer read.
Yeah, maybe it was just because I wasn't sure if it was like a deliberate quick pace because of the bi-weekly
Justice League 52
scheduling.
was really quick.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was almost a lightning fast one. The Flash honestly didn't seem like that quick of a read to me.
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm not sure if it's just the bi-weekly scheduling, so they want it to be like a quicker pace, or if I've just leveled up in reading these things and synopsizing them when we are short on time.
Probably the latter.
Yeah.
And that you do have a lot of it being introduction that we've already covered in the Rebirth stuff.
Very true, very true.
And they're rehashing it in the number one, so we don't really have to do that. So that's automatically 4 or 5 pages cut off right there.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fair enough.
We'll see what they do with it moving forward, but they all seem to have complex enough plots that I think as they get into the thick of it, it's going to be a bit more difficult for us to just easy peasy breeze right on through all of them.
Yeah.
My own opinion. I don't know.
Right.
We'll see. I'm not a prognosticator of prognosticators. As if anything, listening to previous episodes of the show will happily tell you, anything I predict, take it with a very big grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I'm sorry, sea spice.
Yes.
So, that's all we have for the first half. Brian, why don't you tell the folks what you have coming up for round 2?
I've got Robin, Son of Batman, number 13. And
so adorable.
Yes. And Suicide Squad, Deadshot, and Katana, number 6.
Deadshot, and Katana, and
Geoforce.
That's right. And then I have Cyborg, number 12, as he recovers from those dirty, dirty Techno-Sapiens. Teen Titans, number 21, coming out of nowhere for my issue of the week.
Really?
I have no idea where this came from, but it was... I loved it. Harley Quinn, number 29, and wrapping it all up with Deathstroke, number 19. So hold on a couple seconds. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will go through those books.
We're back.
That we are, with the second round of the books that are kind of wrapping up their runs before they get rebirthed or go away forever in some cases. Most of them have new starts, or at least the characters are going elsewhere, but there are some books that are wrapping up their previous pre-rebirth storylines.
We've already invested the time in them, so we may as well finish them.
Yeah, we might as well get... And also, a lot of them are set up for where some of these characters are going, or at least just happy endings in the case of Robin, Son of Batman, that I'm just like, yeah! So I think they deserve to be at least covered somewhat. So we're going to start out with Cyborg, number 12, Cyborg, where he is having... A down day after dealing with those dirty, dirty Techno-Sapiens. Ugh.
Yeah.
They're the worst. I hate Techno-Sapiens. Ugh. But he's chilling out at Star Labs, recharging the batteries, quite literally, when just happens that day, a brother and sister pair, decide they're going to break into Star Labs so they can kind of steal a device that is there because they have kind of the ability to manipulate their body's density, and they're just kind of smashing their way through. But the smash and grab goes south when the sister accidentally kills one of the guards. But after Cyborg catches up with them later and they feed him the classic, "Oh, our father built this machine to save our mother, but was banned from human testing until she died and then took his own life in jail after his last-ditch effort to steal it. Since he was there and went in jail, we were hiding because we were there for the break-in as well, and accidentally knocked over something in the Red Room that gave us these powers here, and it destabilized our bodies, and now we need to take this device so that we can heal ourselves." You know, classic excuse.
That old story.
Exactly. It's right up there with the dog did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Cyborg bites it hook, line, and sinker and goes, "Oh, well, in that case, I'll hook you guys up to the machine and see if we can't help you guys from dying." So he hooks him up and everything seems to be going well until his dad and Sarah come in and go, "Why are you helping the people that killed security guard Bill?" And they go, "Oh, you killed security guard Bill? I love security guard Bill." And they kind of panic out and go, "It was an accident. We didn't mean to do it."
If you imagine him saying that in his Teen Titans Go voice, it's amazing.
But they start flipping out and, did we tell you about our parents and this machine and stuff? No, that one doesn't work this time. But it ends up that they overload their powers and they are actually so destabilized that they're living black holes and they're going to implode and suck up all of creation in with them. And that's when the sister decides that she actually doesn't want to do that as her dying act. So she knocks Cyborg unconscious and takes her brother, who's about to implode, down to the bottom of the ocean and wraps him in herself using her malleability powers and absorbs the entire blow, saving the day. And the two of them dying, never to be seen again, even though there's a giant energy glowing person that comes out of where they came, where they imploded, and it says, or did they?
No.
And it ends with Cyborg like, sheesh, sir, I'm glad you're a better scientist than their dad. So it was a nice little one-shot story. It was kind of more of the getting at Cyborg's pathos for people who have accidents happen to them. When their powers are thrust upon them by no means of their own, and they're just kind of like, we don't want to be like this. We just want to be normal people again. He's like, I feel you, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. Let me hook you up to this machine and see what happens. So it was cute. It was a nice little side story. It was not techno-sapien good, but it was still pretty good. They've been doing some creative team juggling on it as it's coming into the finishing line. So it's a lot of one-shots of late or little small arcs.
Yeah.
So we'll see. He's getting his own Rebirth title again. I'm curious to see what they do with that. Yeah.
I didn't see what the creative team on that was. So.
I don't think it's technically on the books yet.
Gotcha.
It's one of those to-be-announced things. Second wave or whatever. I don't know. But next up, Teen Titans number 21. Tony Bedard taking a crack at it for this last issue in this one. You know him from what, Brian? Didn't he do Blue Beetle? Was he the guy that did the relaunch of Blue Beetle?
Was he the guy? If it was the relaunch of Blue Beetle, I didn't read it. I wonder if he was the person who did I can't remember who did like the back half of the Giffen Rogers.
Yeah,
run.
I'm pretty sure he was the second half.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I and you know how that entire story had like a fun, just kind of goofy on the edges vibe to it, where it was just ridiculous enough that you were like, well, this is kind of weird, but it's fun at the same time while we're getting this whole like characters learning their powers and all of that. Very much harnessed in this little 2-issue arc of Teen Titans as well, because the Teen Titans find themselves against the most diabolical duo of the DC universe, Brian. Brain and Monsieur Mallah. The Brain is a French brain in a jar.
I believe it's pronounced Brian.
Well, whatever. He's in a jar on top of a cylindrical tube, and that's it. He's just a brain in a tube. And then Monsieur Mallah is a gorilla or an ape of some sort with a beret and a bandolier of bullets and a machine gun.
Yes.
And he's kind of the lackey of Brain, and they have adventures together. But the Teen Titans have found themselves pitted against these two to stop their diabolical plans of stopping some 4chan kid who is making still image memes of how lame the Brain is. And posting them on Facebook. And Monsieur Mallah was just flipping through his Facebook and like, hey, they're disrespecting you, Brain. We should go teach these kids a lesson. And they do the Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back of going around going, are you supervillain troll number 49? Yeah. Did you write this? Yeah. Punch.
Oh, man.
And they end up fighting against the Teen Titans, who are also trying to track down this person making Facebook memes, and they end up fighting, and Brain gets a mind control device on Wonder Girl, and she ends up fighting against Tim Drake, and their fight ends up spilling off into the zoo nearby, and Monsieur Mallah refuses to go into the zoo because I'm a monkey in a beret. They're all just going to stare and point at me. I hate the zoo. And so Brain is stuck doing it because they get the mind control device off of Wonder Girl. But then he starts flying around the zoo, dropping more mind control devices, and takes over all the sea lions and makes them attack the Teen Titans in his efforts to make them look like assholes no matter what they do. There is no good, there's no evil, but you guys are going to look like asses when you're beating up sea lions on the 6 o'clock news.
Teen Titans fight SEAL Team 6.
So they end up knocking out the thrusters on Brain's little missile rocket as he's flying around overhead and as he's about to crash into the ground.
It's a low-rent Dalek.
It's so bad. As he's crashing to the ground, Monsieur Malad dives in at the last second, gets over his hatred of the zoo, and saves Brain. And while they're sitting there arguing, they have this whole conversation where Brain's like, "Oh, you stupid kids, I hate you kids, you're the worst things ever." Rah, rah, rah. And Malad's just standing there going, no, these kids are fine. They actually really are nice to one another, and they bring out the best in one another. Can we say the same thing about us when you get in your moods like this? And Brain's like, Malad, how could you even say that? And he's like, I'm just saying, you're being kind of a doofus right now. I just wish we could be more and be back to what we were before. And Brain's just like, hold me, Malad. It's just Beast Boy and Bunker standing there like, wait, are they a thing? Are they a couple? What? What is happening? What the hell have we found ourselves in the middle of right now? And finally, Raven banishes them off to Azeroth just go wait there for a bit until we figure out what we're gonna do with you. And they all start cleaning up the animals and putting them back in the zoo in their rightful places. And that's when they all look around and figure out that Tim Drake is missing. But we get to see where he is because during the ruckus, Amanda Waller went and grabbed him and took him back to Belrev prison and is having a job interview for him to see if he would be good enough to be a member of her task force. Dun 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 dun. It was so zany. It was so just off the wall that I was laughing. I was legitimately laughing out loud to it because it was not what I was expecting walking into it. There's been some rough spots in the Teen Titans during its runs.
A smidge.
And it was turning a corner of late. It was starting to find its voice. And then I was like, okay, we're going to do some creative team shuffling at the end. So we'll probably just get some little one-shot things. Nothing's going to happen. And this was just so much fun. These last two issues of Teen Titans, both 20 and 21, came out of nowhere for me. I really, really liked it. So... Awesome. If that's what your deal is, check it out because I had a blast with it. So next up,
moving on, Suicide Squad, Deadshot and Katana. All right, so filling in with what went on with Deadshot, he was kind of like paralyzed and destroyed forever and just living like a vegetable underneath the Task Force X headquarters, but he got better.
No, we're good. Yeah. Good. It was that lack of mustache. It really messed up his aim.
Yeah, so he got his daughter out of the orphanage and was going to go off and live out their lives in Australia. But first he had to smoke out and stop Will Smith.
Oh.
Will Evans, I mean. The man that tried to kill him and take his place. But as he does that, Will Evans kidnaps his daughter. Oh no. So this month...
She does get kidnapped a lot.
Yeah.
They should really do a lot more to keep her safe somewhere. At least... change her last name from Deadshot, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm Sheila Deadshot.
Good old Suchin Deadshot. So this month they have a showdown on an island, and Floyd kills Evans because he's an arrogant jerk, and he saves his daughter. And Amanda Waller helped, so he has to go back to working for Task Force X. But his daughter and her orphan pals, your orphan points get tripled. They get to go live together, and Floyd gets to visit her every now and again off mission.
I kind of like the showdown, though. That was a nice little artistically done as far as their battle. Two snipers against one another, 2 bullets apiece, and both of them trying to outmaneuver the other. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
I liked
Bogdanovich is pretty good.
Yeah,
and I could see he was improving over the course of the series, as most artists do, of course.
Of course they do, as they find what they want.
I look forward. Didn't he get a Batman book or something?
I believe he did, actually.
Yeah, and he deserves it. All right, take that, Will Smith, and let's move over to...
Welcome to Earth, Will Smith.
Yeah, welcome to Earth. All right, so Katana... So last month, Cobra's big plan was to harness the power of Oracle, Aurakle, by
the other spelling was already taken.
By fusing it to the American drug tourist that Katana met at the beginning of the story, and creating Halo, the most beloved of all the outsiders, not including Geoforce, but he's there too, getting forced to Geo all the time.
Is Master Chief Steve Trevor going to have to hang out with her all the time? Since it's Halo now?
Maybe. I don't know. So the rest of the story is about Halo getting these
rainbows.
Oracle rainbow ghosts trapped inside of her, and then they escape. Then they go back inside of her. Then they get back out, and Katana and the Suicide Squad and Cobra they have to team up together to fight these rainbow ghosts. And eventually, some of them get trapped inside of Halo. I'm assuming it's Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Yes.
And they become one entity, and Katana kills Cobra's wife and traps her in the Soul Taker. So
she has made an enemy of Cobra
Yes, she has.
la.
So as Cobra's base explodes due to a rainbow ghost death, I guess, the ones inside of Halo bring her back to life.
But not really. It seems like it's more the rainbow ghosts are in control of the body and less her. So she's kind of brain dead, trapped in there, or
I don't know anything about Halo. All I know is everyone's just like, don't even bother with Halo.
don't even bother.
Don't. So Halo saves Katana.
The third one was good.
Sure, whatever. So they save Katana, and the only person that died was Battle Axe. Heat Stroke and Cold Snap survived to die another day.
Masters of Disaster!
And Geoforce doesn't even get his Geoforce powers and is still just a prince, and he doesn't even become a king. So what can I possibly complain about? I don't know.
But he does drive around with his Jughead crown on in
yes,
a tank
he does.
for like half the issue.
His king crown, they just sort of boop and saved in the middle of like a war zone.
Look, this is a national treasure. I'm just trying to protect it, and it's safest on top of my head here.
Yes.
I'm also going to sit on this throne over here because it's very well guarded, and maybe I'll give out some orders just to protect this national treasure on top of my head.
Yes. So Katana leaves with the now healthy ugly cat and her new friend Halo, who is a walking collective of rainbow ghosts who don't know what food is. Oh, Katana.
Sounds like the setup of a new solo series to me.
Oh, yeah. The spin-off of My Husband the Sword.
My best friend, the Rainbow Ghost.
Rainbow Ghosts. It has to be plural. My best friend, singular, the Rainbow Ghosts. What? I almost want to go look at the Halo Wikipedia page to see if that makes any sense of it, but I'm not sure if I will.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I just don't understand how Katana gets mixed up in these weird-ass storylines all the time.
I don't know.
I mean, she's a ninja with a sword. You would think it would not be very difficult to find some just villains for her to fight. I don't know. It's always something weird. It's always ghost dragons and strange or moves like Swagger. I mean, we got all sorts of just weird people that she has up fighting.
Girls with bones strapped to their
to keep the ghosts inside
of them.
That's what it is. She's a thing for ghosts.
I guess
loves ghosts inside of people.
If we want Halo to say a bunch of different ghosts, we just got to strap some skeleton bones to the outside of her.
I learned this one in my last solo series. It'll help keep the ghosts inside of you.
All right, continue on.
Harley Quinn number 29. It's not going to make much more sense than that.
Harley Quinn is Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn's around when she finds herself on the hit list of a gang lord after she accidentally killed his kid at that roller derby incident against the Red Tool. Remember when they knocked out the gas and knocked over all the weapons and everyone in the audience started dying all over the place? Well, one of them was the kid of a mob lord, so he hires her to steal a bunch of cars that are actually robots in disguise that a Japanese automaker built. He built them explicitly because his wife was cheating on him, so he could kill everyone in the business that he worked at and then commit robot suicide. And then she ends up getting a giant robot of herself. As we all come to expect from a Harley Quinn battle, there's a giant mecha Gundam battle with missile pods flying all over the place.
Sounds about right.
And then at the end, she's able to topple the gang lord and walks away with a giant mech suit of her own to use in future adventures. Yay! Clearly, it was
because we all know that the heavy continuity series that is Harley Quinn. We can't leave Chekhov's mech suit off
well,
there.
luckily, it shoots missiles out of its butt, so she was able to sit on all of her enemies and shoot missiles out of her butt at them. So, very Harley Quinn.
I like how you time that as soon as my son falls asleep next to us. Oh, man.
Yeah, Harley Quinn is Harley Quinning around is pretty much.
Yep.
I don't know if I did it for the Rebirth stuff yet. I'm very loosey-goosey with the Harley Quinn stuff because me trying to verbatim tell Harley Quinn jokes is it falls flat. Yeah. So if that's your thing, if you like the zany humor, that's the book you want to read. I'm just going to give the loosest of plot storylines on it moving forward.
All right. Robin, son of Batman, number 13. All right, so...
Can you do anything more adorable than this particular issue?
I don't know,
You'd be hard-pressed. Yeah. I think the one where he lost a tooth is maybe on par with this one. That might be,
yeah. So Robin staved off the Darga apocalypse because the Al Ghuls and the Dargas are, the Hatfields and the McCoys of the
ninja spirit world.
The vaguely ninja spirit kind of Middle Eastern world. I don't know.
Whatever. But that's all subsequent. It's secondary to everything that's happening here.
Yes. He was able to convince Seren Darga, the son of Den Darga, that he was just a pawn in his father's plan so he could be... Because he's just literally... He existed so he could be sacrificed to bring apart this,
extra power boost.
This Guillermo del Toro apocalypse kind of thing going on. Canceled the apocalypse.
Yep.
Yeah, so Seren Darga decided to be his own person. So nobody...
But he has to deliver him back to Gotham City, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
But first... They're going to try to teach Seren how to be a real person by giving him ice cream because it worked for Wonder Woman. It may as well work for you. And then a bunch of Dargas attack, and then all of their souls leave their bodies, even Seren's. So all of these souls go off to Den Darga's backup plan, already one of the more competent supervillains in the DC universe. It's like a magic battery, and he's going to use it to destroy the world. But Damian uses everything he learned in the Year of Blood and his Year of Atonement to short out the magic battery and kills both Den Darga and himself.
Dang. We almost need like a Krillin-owned count for Damian because he's dying so many times.
And but because Seren can control souls with magic or something, he's able to wrestle Damian's soul out of the clutches of his dead father's hands and bring him back to life. Good job, everyone. Let's all be pals and ride off on the back of Goliath.
Yay!
And there's this whole thing where he comes back to life. He's like, well, then, good job, team. Clap, clap. And then he goes off and he cries with no one looking. It's like, I'm so happy I'm so happy my friends love me.
Yeah, because nobody's like, you could at least be like, thankful that we saved you. And he's just crying in the corner as he's like petting Goliath.
Yeah.
I was like, aw, poor little guy. Doesn't know how to express his feeling.
Aw.
That and the whole argument they're having where he's yelling at nobody to do the one thing, and she's just like, nobody's perfect. Yeah, but you're nobody. Oh yeah. I guess that saying doesn't work for me.
No, it doesn't.
It was very cute, very cute. And I'm sincerely hoping nobody and even Seren, even though he's had a very short run, they don't get swept under the rug when Damian moves over to the Teen Titans. Even if they just have cameo roles or something, where it's just like, whenever he's not running with the Teen Titans, he goes and hangs out with those two and just does silly things with I don't even know. Maybe they can all go to Gotham Academy.
Show up in Super Sons on occasion.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just feel like those are good characters, especially the nobody Damian friendship that they've put there. Mm-hmm. I think that's a really good friendship for him, and it really grounds him and makes him a kid again. And I will almost be sad if they lose that aspect of him to make him jerk-face Damian again, because they have to kind of reintroduce him for Rebirth. I don't know. I guess we'll see, but I kind of like he really is just a little kid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whenever that stuff peeks out, it's great.
It really is.
Yeah, so now we need nobody to stick around, and we need him to finally come across Carrie Kelly again.
Yes. Yeah. And then just...
Then we're done.
He can form his own team. Maybe he'll just kick everyone off the Teen Titans and replace it with all of his pals. It'll be Carrie Kelly and Nobody and Seren
and Bat Cow
and Bat Cat and Goliath, of course.
Well, of course.
Yeah, I mean that seems like a pretty.
Can't lose Goliath.
And then
the best.
And then Dick Grayson can pop in all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, as the Batman figure for him. Done.
Very good.
Done. There's our book. Done. So last one, but Robin, son of Batman, so cute.
Yeah.
So cute. And it ended with that whole all of them never-ending story on the back of Goliath flying off into the sunset. I was like, yeah, go have adventures. Last but not least, Deathstroke number 19. Do you like Deathstroke murder stomping people?
That's sort of his thing, isn't it?
Do I have the book for you? Deathstroke made a lot of enemies over the years, and after a whole slew of them attack at once, his son Jericho ends up using his powers to try to blast them all away, but unfortunately deals a mortal blow to his sister in the backlash of that attack as well. And as she is lying there dying, luckily, don't worry, Deathstroke, the ever-benevolent Ra's al Ghul is there, and he will save Rose's life as long as you swear fealty to him and join the League of Assassins. And what choice does he have? I mean, he's good at murdering things, not really good at saving things. So he goes, fine, if you can save her, I'll join the League of Assassins and work for you. Whatever. And then proceeds to murder stomp his way through all of the rogues gallery that are attacking him of Lawmaker, Snakebite, Victor Ruiz, and Mistasia, until they all go whoop, 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 and turn tail and run away, never to be seen again. And it ends with Deathstroke standing in the middle of the League of Assassins headquarters as with all of his family there, Jericho and Rose, as Ra's al Ghul is like, and let me introduce you to the newest member of the League of Assassins, the entire Deathstroke family. Mwahaha! And Deathstroke's like, I only promised me, not my kids. No! So apparently that's going to be the new status quo for Deathstroke. He's going to be working for Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. That gives him a direction at the very least. I mean, he has people to fight and stab, and
Priest is writing it. It'll probably be good. So
he had brought swords to the sword fight. He should be fine.
Yeah.
He'll fit right in. I kind of like the whole family side of Deathstroke. I know it's probably played out for a lot of people, but
was this the book that had the new Ravager costume, or is that a Rebirth thing?
I think that was a Rebirth thing.
Okay,
yeah, I think that was.
I've seen the designs for that floating around. I'm like, that's a pretty good costume.
Yeah. They have not really had her in costume really that much in this one because she was abducted from her house when she was jazzercising or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know what she was doing. Yeah. But they ended up just taking her. She's been in civvies for almost the entire run here at the very least.
Gotcha.
That they don't want to steal Deathstroke's thunder because she's pretty badass herself and probably could just handle herself against these people, and that wouldn't be very good for Deathstroke if he's just standing there while his daughter fights everyone. It's a little embarrassing for Deathstroke, to be honest. But no, I'm interested to see where it goes. I kind of like old crotchety Deathstroke, and this one's still the younger Deathstroke, so this is still the, what was his name? Manu Bennett sized Deathstroke, yeah. Where they were trying to, oh no, I've got the crippling Manu Bennett disease.
Yes.
Now I'm all young
so
and
handsome
buff with
and
2
Australian.
eyes. Yeah. So maybe we'll get back to crotchety old man Deathstroke here again soon, and that'll make me happy. But that's it. That's all of our books. I did want to toss out real quick. I've been catching up on the Adventures of Supergirl digital book. It's actually a lot better than I thought it would be.
Is that the based on a TV show one?
Yes. Do you know who's writing it?
Yeah, I know.
Sterling Gates.
Yeah.
I was surprised. I
lost his name for a second there, but I'm just like, I'm just like Sterling Gates.
Yep. Well, that was the main reason. I was just like, you know what? We've been checking out some of these other side books. Maybe I'll at least take a peek at this one as well. It's not bad at all. I kind of like it. I'm digging it quite a bit. That the show took a little bit for me to get into. The second half is a lot better than the first half, to me at least. So, I think I started reading the book after I had already turned the corner on the show, so that helped a little bit.
Okay.
And they're having some fun with it in the books, and hopefully they start borrowing more from the books for the show. It's as well, getting a little further out there and having some fun. So I don't know. I just wanted to at least mention its existence because it's doing good.
I actually tried out Gwenpool.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I liked the writer's like webcomic stuff. I'm like, well, I'll give this a try. And Guri Hero's like really adorable artwork. I'll give this a try. It's one of those things that should not work, but it does.
Really?
I'm very surprised.
Interesting.
The idea is that she's like literally like a cosplayer from our world that just got dropped into the Marvel world, so she thinks there's no consequence. It's like, oh, this isn't real. I can just murder people all the time. And it's I don't know how a book that involves so much murder can be as like fun and cute as it is, but it is.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I may have to borrow that one from you.
Yeah.
Other than that, I've been trying to catch up on Injustice as well before Injustice 2 comes out.
Okay.
I got like a year or so. That should be pretty easy. Man, that got darker.
I didn't see it. I saw everyone has battle armor now, I guess.
Yeah, I made it to season 3 of the comic, and it's just
Still Tom Taylor, is it?
I think I'm right at the switch over at that point.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, where Manipool's gonna be taking over here soon.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Or was it Buccellato? Buccellato takes over. I'm sorry.
The Booch.
Yeah, the Booch. He takes over for a bit. So I'm coming up to where he takes the reins on it.
Gotcha.
It's not happy. It is not
never
happy
it never
at
seemed
all.
like it was happy.
But it has these bright, shining moments every now and again where you're just like, oh yeah, they're getting around the, oh, no, it's pretty dark. Not Warhammer 40k grimdark, but still pretty grimdark. I had to say it at least once. But yeah, that's it. As a reminder to you guys, make sure you go out and buy the books that interest you. We even have a couple folks that are joining on here of late. The sales numbers are through the goddamn roof.
Man,
my LCS is even having issues keeping issues in stock, so that's pretty awesome. I know it's a lot of speculators as well.
Yeah.
Like the Batman #1 sold 350K from the first printing, gone.
Yeah.
#1 selling book of the year already, and which Reddit was kind of laughing because, Tom King has the #1 selling DC book and the worst selling DC book because Omega Men sold the least with its last issue. So he had the top and the bottom rung, even though the bottom rung was amazingly good. So,
yeah. I think next week is when all the like Rebirth reprints start showing up. So
Yep. So if you missed the first round, you will be able to go out and pick up a reprint copy of it here soon. But if you don't buy it, they don't make it. So if any of these things sound right up your alley, make sure you support the hobby. That's the vote that determines what types of characters and what types of stories you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone goes out and buys stuff that's awesome, they'll make more awesome stuff. If people stop buying the less awesome stuff, maybe they'll be a little bit more judgmental about putting out less awesome stuff. Maybe not rush decisions or make changes midway through. I don't know. I don't work there. I'm just saying. Support what you like and they will make more of it. That being said, next week we get to start the next round of books. No, I think it's a 5th week next week, actually, now that I think about it. So it looks like there's not much coming out at all. We'll be doing a very quick show then because it's Deathstroke annual, Grayson annual, and a Teen Titans annual, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all that's coming out next week. So I don't know. I'll maybe look at the following week and
maybe we'll push it off a week or so.
Yeah, maybe we'll add them to the next week. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll have some other stuff to pick up on.
I've got family coming in, so that might not be a terrible thing. So we'll see.
Fair enough. We'll figure it out as we go. But there's not much coming out next week, so either we'll have a really short show or we'll lump it in together. We'll of course let you guys know where Brian would we
they
let
could
the
perhaps
people know?
find it on the internet.
Yeah, you think
perhaps
so?
on Facebook or Twitter. We might be telling them about those types of changes.
Yeah, you don't have to follow us. We're just letting you know.
Yeah,
that's where you can find that information. Or if you want to
DCR podcast wherever,
or if you want to yell at us or call Brian out on his comments regarding. Bad Jerry Lee Lewis or Jerry Lewis.
Not Jerry Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
That's a whole nother can of worms, man.
But very inappropriate Jerry Lewis movies.
Yeah,
you can do that on the Facebooks. So that being said, Brian, you have anything before we take off for this week?
And on internet at the Brian G on Tumblr, you can find me and maybe take a look at my children's book. On occasion. I'm terrible. Like, I went to a drink and draw last week and I drew an Aquaman picture. I haven't posted it yet. I'm the worst.
Just do somersaults or cartwheels? How do you tumble there?
It's more of a Cirque du Soleil type thing. There's clowns behind me and stuff,
okay. Just a lot of weird shots and angles.
Just bouncing off a trampoline against a building, and there's like this very large guy just like swatting at me. I don't know. It's weird.
Vikings banging on drums for no reason. Just cause. It's artistic.
Yes.
All right, finish your pitch. Go.
Yeah, you can just check out my children's book there, Dinosaur Weight Comets. I'll sell it to you if you want.
Really?
I've got copies of it.
Will you not sell it to me if I want?
That's sort of what I'm doing right now, so
Well, no, like if I come to you and say I want to buy it, will you be like, no?
No, I will gladly give it to you.
Really?
Yeah, if you got money, I will give it to you.
You're a master of this commerce thing.
Yeah, I know, right?
You got this down pat.
I am not terrible at this commerce thing at all.
That's not self-deprecating whatsoever. All right, so without any further pitching or sales or anything, nope. All right, everyone, enjoy your books, enjoy your
Finding Dory deserves to exist.
It deserves to exist.
Yeah,
That's
it was actually quite good.
Endorsement.
Yes,
another ringing endorsement from Brian Glide.
Yes. Yep.
I'm happy that it exists.
Yes.
And that's it. That's as far as you're going to take it, huh? Mm-hmm. All right. Enjoy your books, enjoy your week, enjoy your lives, and we'll talk to you possibly next week.
Maybe.